Hello everyone, today's video I'll be reviewing Carnival of Souls from 1962. This is a horror movie that a lot of you probably never heard about. This is an indie horror movie that is in the public domain. Carnival of Souls is directed by Herc Harvey, also produced an uncredited story for this movie. This is the only movie he ever directed as a film director. The movie stars Candice Hilligoss and Cindy Berger. Carnival of Souls is about Mary Henry, who survived a near-fatal car accident experience. After the accident, she feels out of touch with people, reality, has no connection to anyone. She moves to Utah after the accident, trying to run away from the past. Mary works at a church as an organist. Her new beginning is interrupted by having these visions of a ghost she keeps seeing out of nowhere. When her visions begin to happen frequently, Mary for no reason is drawn to this abandoned carnival that has been deserted for a long time. Just like The Last House on the Left, this is another movie I learned about from James Rawle, the angry video game nerd, from his Cinemassacre Monster Madness movie review marathons, and I thank him for introducing me to this movie. As I mentioned before, this is a movie that is not well known. It would be considered a minor classic with a cult following. Back when it first came out, no one knew about it until years later being discovered, and it has since then had success on home video. They screen it at film festivals for Halloween sometimes. This is a horror movie that's big on heavy, dark, gothic atmosphere, no gore. It's weird, bizarre, creepy, something different and unique. This is a movie that I go back to rewatching every now and then. If I want to escape reality for an hour and a half, it grows on me more and more anytime I go back to rewatch it. As I get older, something about it draws to me more. Anytime watching this movie, it feels like I'm in a dream and in a trance in a different world, just like Caligari and Nosferatu. The scenes when Mary looks at it and is drawn to the abandoned carnival makes us think about feeling connected to a place that feels familiar for no reason. Maybe in a past life, Mary's at this carnival, thinks innocent time when she was a little girl riding the ride to the carnival as a symbol of simple nostalgia, innocent fun times. Something I can relate to sometimes in a different way. Also, Mary could be thinking about an old memory when she was a little girl, maybe going to a carnival with her parents was a happy memory in her life. The movie does not really explain why she's drawn to this abandoned amusement park. It's really up to you to decide how you interpret it. Mary lives with grief thinking why her friends died in the car accident, yet she survived. She has no connection to anyone in the movie. She's banished and shut the whole world out. When she moves, one of the first persons she meets is her new neighbor, who is such a jerk and a peeping Tom. He lusts over her by looking to the door, seeing her half naked. You can also say Mary's asexual because she has no sexual feelings or desires. That was where before asexual was identified like it is now in today's modern society. When she's running away from the zombies, it's a metaphor for running away from death. In case you're wondering who is this director and actresses, well, apparently they were never big stars or a big-time director that never reached fame. Because it's independent, low budget, there are no famous actors in this movie. When movies start, they open with titles, company logos, and who starred and directed this movie. None of that is shown here. It's one of the few movies I've watched where it did not do that. Not only did Herc Harvey direct this movie, he also plays one of the ghosts that stalks Mary. Little acting, but no dialogue. Herc Harvey was a director and producer for industrial educational film in Lawrence, Kansas, worked for a Centron Corporation. The idea for this movie came to Herc Harvey when he was driving returning home from California, passing an abandoned carnival in City Salt Lake, Utah. The episode of The Twilight Zone, The Hitchhiker, was an inspiration for this movie. The picking up a vanishing hitchhiker is an old urban legend that goes way back. Filmmakers like George Romero and David Lynch have said this movie was an inspiration for their movies. Like, for example, George Romero said this movie inspired him for Night of the Living Dead, and David Lynch said this inspired him for Eraserhead. It has one of the best twist endings you did not see coming, similar like Jacob's Ladder and The Sixth Sense, or any other horror movie twist ending. I'm not going to spoil it, give it a watch and you'll be shocked and surprised how this movie ends. But having rewatched it for this review, on another viewing, you might pick up the hints the second time you did the first time. The abandoned carnival where they shot this movie is no longer there. It burned down in 1967. In the 1980s, they rebuilt it. Then a flood happened, destroyed it. In 1993, it was once again remodeled, reopened, and is used now for rock concerts and other events. Since this movie is public domain, you can watch it on YouTube for free. Nobody owns the rights to this movie. In 1998, there was a remake, but I've never seen it. There was originally supposed to be a sequel that Candice Hilligoss wrote back in the 80s, but it never happened. So that was my review of Carnival of Souls. Not a whole lot to say about it, but still a great horror movie that I highly recommend that you have to at least watch once in your life to see the experience of this movie. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get the latest updates on my YouTube channel. And I will see you next time.